what's up, everybody? It's the Yeti, aka Old Man Yetters from Return of the OHMS. Coming back, we're going to start this off fresh. So, I know it's been a long time, and I kind of just scrapped the whole thing with the other episodes that I had and all that kind of stuff. Who knows? Maybe I'll quit being a lazy punk one day and edit those episodes and get them out to you. For the time being, I'm just going to start over. I'm just going to start here. I'm going to start now. I'm going to make it this way so that I hopefully don't have to edit and I can just give you the content and produce the content and just make things happen. Now, I know that come tomorrow, I may not feel the same way. I may wake up and be like, oh my God, I don't want to do anything. But for the time being, I'm going to continue to try and do things. I've been streaming at a steady freaking constant pace. I'm getting no traction really, and that's because I'm all over the place. It's kind of inconsistent. Even though I'm streaming all the time on Twitch, you can find me at twitch.tv, Old Man Yetters. I stream all sorts of different types of games. I'm a variety streamer, and sometimes I'll stream in the middle of the day. Sometimes I'll stream in the middle of the day and at night, and it's always all over the place. You know, it's sporadic, and I really don't have a theme. I don't have a gimmick. I don't have a shtick going for me, if you will. I'm just kind of all over the place. So I can understand, that my streaming aspect of what I'm trying to do isn't working yet. However, I don't know. I feel like I could sit here and blame so many things too. Be like, well, 2020 has been so crazy. Of course. I mean, wow, how could I get anything done? It's 2020, bro. I mean, look at everything that's happened. But at the end of the day, that's an excuse. So, Return of the OHMS kind of fell off when Salt Happens took a extended break or hiatus. And, I think there's reason for that. A lot of burnout, a lot of personal issues going on, a lot of family stuff that was happening, and it just needed to happen. We needed to just step back a little bit and kind of reevaluate and realign. Now, some of us were more successful than others at certain things, aka final boss first of the world. I mean, he's doing it big, and he's worked for everything he's done so far. He's made it. He's been extremely successful. I don't know how he gauges success in his mind, but from the outside looking in at something that he's created like that, he's been highly successful. Me, on the other hand, sporadically clicking the Twitch button and then having some drop frames or switching games 14 times while I play, or me just sitting there staring at the screen and not commenting or anything like that. There's a number of reasons why I haven't been successful. Which gets to the point that I'm trying to make. Return of the OHMS stopped happening because of everything. I got carried away and sidetracked with life, health issues. I mean, the entirety of last year, I was sick. Now, normally, you'd be like, damn, did you do anything about it? And I did. I went to the doctor numerous times, got tests, all the tests, mini tests. I got all the tests. They were great. They were huge. I did all the tests, man, and it turned out I had some liver issues, which I think came out in one of Salt Happens podcasts when I was like super drunk. Again, not a good thing to do when you have liver issues. But my liver issues weren't alcohol related, fortunately enough, and they are reversible. Anyways, for the entirety of like last year, I was taking antibiotics left and right. I mean, it was cramming them down my throat. But I was so sick. Like, I was legitimately ill the entire year. Like, I had flu-like symptoms all the time, respiratory illnesses, you name it. And, my kids, bro. My kids. Like, kids will kill you. They talk about stress being a silent killer. I think it's kids, and it's not so silent, to be honest with you. The silent killers are things like this, like nose spray. Yeah, kids are not silent killers. They will do it loudly. But anyways, to get through this and to get past this point is that Return of the Ohms is a passion thing, okay? So it's made out of creativity and passion. And it was based off of this whole journey that I was taking last year, this whole experimental mindset that I had when I wasn't sick. So in between me being sick, like right now I'm fighting this allergy attack, but in between me being sick, I was experimenting with meditation and ohms and things like that, and I was trying to really change up my life. I was really trying to get out of the shell that I had made for myself. And I've always been into UFOs and conspiracies and all this kind of stuff. But I lost the passion for it. I had a lot of family issues happen. A lot of personal stuff just kind of eat away and kept chipping away at what I was passionate about, to the point to where a majority of my time was just spent being stressed out and angry and just trying to survive for a while. So it basically destroyed my passion. Then there was the family issue that kind of ruined conspiracies for me. I'm not going to get into that. It's really personal. One of my family members is having a mental breakdown and is delusional. And I've been back and forth on the fence about, is she delusional or is it real? Or is it conspiracy? But it's kind of made me reassess a lot of the conspiracies that I was digging and really getting into. Oh man, these allergies are killing me. Hold on 1 second. So, oh yeah, and you're gonna notice me smoking. I'm actively trying to quit. I have my vape here. I've got to get my batteries set up down here because they're not plugged in. So, and then not only that, all the e-juice that you see over here, right, is actually kind of aging. I went through a huge phase of I'm gonna buy every vape juice available, and then they do expire. So I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, the conspiracy thing. So what happened with Return of the Ohms is honestly just personal stuff. Lots of family issues, lots of health issues. It turns out I had non-fatty liver disease or something. The beginning stages of it. And it came from me working overnight at a gas station. Basically, I went from working hard labor jobs my whole life and being somewhat pudgy. I was always in shape. I had muscles built, but I always had kind of a little pudge. It was a cute, pokey pudge. And that went to me working overnight at a gas station and leading a very sedimentary lifestyle, just not doing shit, being lazy, basically. So I wasn't taking care of myself at all. And that really took me down. That was when I really started to notice aging in my life for the first time. That was when I really started to turn the page and start aging, losing my hair and all this kind of stuff. But the conspiracy stuff, how do I say this? How do I be delicate? So I do absolutely believe that the Illuminati exists, that the Masons are real, because clearly you can go in my town here to the Masonic Lodge and understand that this is a real group. There is also one in the town over, and these organizations do exist. Now the stigma that's been attached to them, I can't really vouch for. But there for a while I was working in an official capacity, and I know I like to play that up a lot, and I know that there's people that are going to hear this that say, oh Lord, yeah, he does. He works for the federal government, or he works for the city, he works for this, and I did. I've had a federal security clearance in my lifetime. I've worked in official capacities, to enough to the point to where I was kind of mindful of the things I put out on social media, the things that I said. There's some stuff out there about me that I know is going to come out someday, so I probably won't make it big in my life ever. As far as becoming a streamer or a YouTuber, sure, whatever, they can find it, and I'll be like, yeah, it's my lifestyle. It is what it is. It's nothing incriminating or anything like that. It's just there's some things out there about me. But anyways, what I'm getting at is that for Return of the Ohms and conspiracies and things like that, I do want to become successful at Twitch and YouTubing. I do want to become successful at it, and I do want to make content, and I do want to make, at least an attempt to make a life out of it, and maybe earning. I'm stumbling on my own words. I at least want to make an attempt. I want to try at least to kind of like make a living doing the things that I love to do. Who doesn't? Who wouldn't want to do? Who would not want to make a living doing the things that they love? And I kept coming back to this thought where, like, I was worried about what I was putting out on social media. I was worried about what I was attached to. I was worried about what I was saying, thinking about it, and the reason is because I found out that the city I worked for was actively checking everybody's social media and holding people accountable for their actions, because in a way, no matter what capacity you work for a city, whether it be in the sewage department, street department, water department, whatever department you work for, you are a representation of that city. A lot of times, like that stupid cheesy shit that you hear is like, you are the only face that they'll see, right? Like, you're the face that somebody's going to see that represents the city. That may be the only face they ever see. They may never go to court and see like another representation of a city employee. Like, that may be the only thing they see. So I understand it completely. Like, you have to be held accountable, and you have to be a representation of where you work, and that goes for like any job, right? Like, you can't just be wilding out on fucking social media and then like, well, I said that wild shit, just like with Kramer here. Right? Like, I have Kramer up here. Okay, this is controversial already. Like, you can't be trying to be like a sitcom star, but then at fucking nighttime wilding out and slanging around racial fucking slurs. Like, you can't do that. The reason that I have him up here is because I found him on Buy Sell Trade in my area for $10. And this is a very comedic piece from one of the episodes of Seinfeld that was very influential in my life growing up. Like, I watched it religiously. And this is a character to me that makes me laugh. Now, his character outside of that show, not so much. But we are representations of who we are and what we do and who we work for and stuff. So at the end of the day, like, when it came down to it, I didn't really want to speak out about the things that I know about the Illuminati, or that I believe about the Illuminati, or the things I know about the Masonic lodges and such. I didn't want to really go into detail and start divulging all this stuff over and over again and digging down into it, and then the city being like, we need to have a meeting. Can you come in here and sit down, please? Thank you, Jeffrey. So, we understand that you believe in UFOs. Is that true? And be like, well, yeah. Is it also true that you stated that the Illuminati may not actually be bad? Like, you get where this is going. I didn't need that on my life. I didn't need that on my family. I didn't need that on us earning a living for our family because I want to talk about conspiracy shit. It's not worth it. Now, some would say that that's me silencing myself, and you would be correct, because that's absolutely what it is. So, Return of the Ohms, to sum that all up after 15 minutes, it was me going through a lot of health shit that I'm still going through. Funny story, I got a medication to help reverse the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. It's called eating right and exercising and living a healthier lifestyle, aka my late night coffee and my cigarette. No, but they did give me medication, and there was a side effect to this medication. Now, if you're going to be watching me and you're going to be following the things I do, you're going to get to know me very personally, because, to be honest with you, I don't have an off switch. So I either go all the way or I don't give anything at all. So this medication had a side effect, and it was not being able to perform. And I didn't dig that. I was like, no, this is not going to happen. And it was also this like weird medication. It was kind of making me tired and stuff. And I'm like, okay, so I was tired for a year. Like, I legitimately had no energy. So when we moved in here, I was energetic. I've always been a kind of like a outgoing person. Let's go do this. Let's do this. Let's make this. Let's do blah, blah, blah. Always moving. Tired last year, you could find me laying on the fucking couch, trying to wake up, trying to get things done. The pill was making me kind of tired. And this, I am not proud of this whatsoever. So my wife knew about it, but it just never came up. And I eventually told her, she's like, why are you not taking your medicine? I'm like, because I can't get it up. She's like, he said, what? I said, because I can't get it up. She was like, seriously? I'm like, yeah. Take the fucking medicine. I was like, okay. So then we come to find out that I was supposed to be taking the medicine at night also. So all this, kind of side effects I was bitching about really don't even matter because it wears out by the time you wake up. It took me a year to find that out. So now you can see me back on medication, drinking water, hydrating, and being more healthy. I still have a shit ton of fucking personal family stress that goes on in this life, and shout out to my brother Rhino, man. You want to talk about fucking family stresses? Boy, that guy has got more fucking family stress than the Kardashians. Just saying. Like, for real. He's got more drama than all of them combined. And he doesn't seek it out. Like, that's always been the thing about me and him. Is like, we actively do not seek out the drama or the fucking paranormal or the crazy. Like, that shit finds us. And then here we are, like dealing with something. So it's good to be back. It's good to have the creation juices flowing, the mojo, thought processes, and it's good. It's good to be in the cave, man. So, real quick before we kick this off, we have this branch here that my son Lucas made. Carved this up. It's got our initials in it. I got my little batty boy right here, right? Gotta have a bat in the cave, man. Even though it's not a bat cave. I got my little wizard incense for when Daddy needs private time. I've got the cane from my father-in-law that passed away that I didn't want people to like damage and stuff. I got my old guitar back here. Of course, I got some vape juices. I got this lovely knife. I collect knives, so I've got all this good stuff. There's going to be a lot of crazy shit that's going on back here over the course of this YouTube series. And none of this would have been possible without my son. So he helped me out a lot, getting a lot of this stuff moved down here. And there's still a lot to do. So I've also got my beautiful LEDs. I'm trying to minimalize what you see, right? Don't break the fourth wall. Oh shit. Yo. Well, technical difficulty. I was gonna do something and it's not gonna. Magic. So, anyways, there's gonna be a lot more. There's gonna be a lot more changing, like this. So, like this. Yeah. Return of the OHMS. Ooh. Let's do it. Hey, what's up? It's the Yeti. It's Return of the OHMS. Hey. Are you there? You ready? It's been a while. Hasn't been cringy enough, has it, this year without me? We definitely need some more cringe. Coming to you from the cave. I can also hear a sump pump. Not in the basement, I promise. So, 2020, man. How's it been for everybody? Been good? Been fucking wild for me. It has been a crazy year. Not gonna lie. This 2020 has been absolutely insane. Anybody like UFOs? Anybody? You? Hold on. You back there. You no. No. You with the got beef shirt. You like UFOs? Alright. Cool, me too. This has been a crazy year because I always notice weird patterns in life, and I don't know if that's something that's wrong with my brain, or if I have some kind of disorder, or what it is, or maybe I just ate too many paint chips as a child, to be honest with you. All of these could be true statements, but I tend to notice weird patterns in life, or weird things that goes unnoticed by a lot of people. And one of those things is, like, a long time ago, there's a guy named Kim Jong-un, and he went missing for an entire 7-day period. It was all over headline news. Like, everybody was talking about it. Kim Jong-un is missing. Have you seen him? The reporters were like, I'm going to keep doing this, I like this one. Kim Jong-un has gone missing today, and nobody knows where the fuck he is. Have you seen him? Right? So, like, the dude goes missing, which is freaky because for it to make headline news, it must have been substantial. Like, they must have legit not known where old boy was for them to, like, be like, yeah, I guess just put it on media? It's a weird choice. Like, why would you put that on the media? Like, but the point of that, and what happened with that, was nothing. It was absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing happened. The next day, all they did, right after that headline, they talked about Miley Cyrus. Like, nonstop. Every headline on every major news source was Miley Cyrus this, and Miley Cyrus that, and butterfly this, in my stomach that. Like, it was the same. It was, like, everywhere. Nobody fucking talked about this crazy guy that we had heard all year about, wanting to, like, destroy our way of life and who we are as people, going missing. Like, I want to know where the fuck he was. Like, I want to know where he's at. I mean, mind you, this was the same time that they took that big-ass dome, okay? This big, gigantic fucking dome. Like, it's a big white ball that floats on top of the water. It's a radar type thing or surveillance thing. This is the same time they sent that shit over there to their coast. And then all of a sudden, old boy goes missing. Like, I probably would too if I was a leader of a country and they sent some gigantic volleyball on my ocean. Like, I would freak out and be like, okay, well, it's time to leave. The point of that whole story is that I noticed that shit, and it sticks in my brain, unfortunately, for me and for people that try to get away with shit. I tend to remember quite a bit. So this year has been full of civil unrest, protesting and rioting and looting. And if you don't like those terms, tough shit. I mean, honestly, what am I going to say? They seem to go hand in hand. When you talk about peaceful protesting, you're also going to talk about looting and rioting. Because normally when there's a mass amount of protesting, you're going to have people that are idiots and like to loot and riot. I don't believe, and this is probably why I wasn't supposed to make a show, or maybe I shouldn't, but I will. You know, if you're going to go and loot and destroy, I mean, two wrongs don't make a right. So even if the establishment that is ruling over you is corrupt, right? The way to take it down and to dismantle it is definitely not by the same ways that they do it. You would think that it is, but it's not. See, this entire world is corrupt. Even down to us. That's a whole subject. Like, the whole rioting and looting thing is a subject. Protest, man. Get out there and be heard. if you're living in 2020 and you're racist against somebody because of the color of their skin, you're part of what's wrong with the entire world. Excuse me. And if that gets rid of some of you from ever watching this channel again, then I think that that's for the best, because I feel a hell of a lot more comfortable without that being around me. I deal with it enough in the place I live in. I don't deal with racism and that kind of stuff on a personal level like many of the people that I know do, but I deal with it in a different way, and it is extremely fucking toxic. It is extremely aggravating, and it does get to the human soul, man. It gets down into your brain. But if you're living in 2020, man, and you're racist or you're sexist or you're just a piece of shit, you're not gonna make it very long. Like, it's time to end that shit. Let it be known right now, man, that if you judge somebody by the color of their skin, like Aerosmith said, then mister, you're a wiser man than I. Right? Because clearly you must know something that I fucking cannot see. Like, if you are judging somebody based solely on the pigment of their fucking flesh, then you're probably also judging people by the color of their hair, or what car they drive, what food they eat. You know, get the fuck out. For real. Like, we have enough shit going on in this world to deal with, to be having fucking kindergarten level issues. That's what this is. That's what being a racist is. It's kindergarten level bullshit. Okay, well, fucking little Timmy isn't the same color as little Johnny, and I don't like him because of that. Well, you're a childish, you know, like, you get where this is going. This is 2020, bro. You gotta get the fuck over it. You're gonna have to move on. You have to get out of that mindset and move forward, because this is not the year for you. I just don't believe that people need to be looting. I don't believe people that need to be destroying or dismantling businesses. And I could go down this whole list of why. And you know what? Maybe that'll be a future episode as we go forward, and I can even bring people into the Discord. And you guys can sit in here and debate with me all you want. Like, we can go back and forth. I'll hear you out, and we can discuss this, and we can have an open conversation about it, and that would be great. I'm here for it. But the purpose of talking about the rioting and the racial injustices and the inequalities and the civil unrest in the country is because while all of this is going on, let me tell you something. Like, human inequality and civil unrest and unjust is like top tier, bro. For real. Because you're fucking with someone's livelihood at that point. So that's top tier. Like, you need to have all fucking hands on deck, all ears pointed outwards, all fucking eyes focused forward on this shit to get it dealt with. And I know that it's hard. Alright. I apologize. I had to take a phone call from ye old wifey. I was talking about this stuff that's going on in this country, man. Let me end it with this. So I'll open up my Discord to anybody that wants to come in and discuss this for future days. Maybe I can bring on like a live podcast or something and just kind of risk it all for the biscuit, I guess. I think that makes sense. It doesn't make really sense to me, but I'm willing to debate. I'm willing to hear all sides. I'm willing to hear new thoughts and ideologies and all this stuff. I'm open-minded. At the end of the day, though, what I would ask of people is to test everything, right? Constantly be testing the things that you're being told, even from me, especially from me, because there are many times where I do get information wrong or skewed or something. But when you hear something on the media, I beg of you to test it. You know, please don't just read a headline and be like, oh my God, did you hear that this happened? Right? For the love of all that is good in this world, please stop hitting the share button on your Facebook and your Twitters and stuff without fact checking, because God bless it. there are so many times in just this past 30 days where I have gone and seen a headline and been like, oh my god, that is so sensationalized. Like, what? And then you click on it and you're about 8 pages deep until you're realizing this was a lie. Now, that's me saying that to myself and realizing that's a lie, but apparently there's a lot of people in this country alone that will read that or won't read it and will just share it for the sake of sharing it. And that next thing you know, shit's taken off. So, stop being shitty people. For real. We got enough. We need more people trying to help each other. Like, I've been on this big kick lately with my kiddos where I'm like, I heard this somewhere, what was it? If everyone says it's not my job or I didn't make that mess so I'm not going to clean it up, then it never gets fucking cleaned up. And that is 100% true. Right? I am that person that's like, okay, if they're not going to do it, actually, I don't even, most of the time in my life, I won't even question it. If I see something wrong, I'm going to stop and do it. There was a fucking iron bar laying in the middle of the road the other day. Cars driving past it, right? I get up to it, I stop my vehicle, I get out, I pick it up, throw it in the car, and get it out of the freaking road. Like, that's who I am. And yeah, there's times where I've been lazy. But what I'm saying is, like, it's enough, man. Enough with the racism, enough with the sexism, enough with the bigotry and homophobia and all this kind of shit, dude. It's enough, right? Because if you come here expecting to find that, it's not what you're gonna get. What you're gonna get if you come here is what you're about ready to hear. And the whole point of this big long rant was because when Kim Jong-un went missing, leap of faith here in this topic transition that is failing, but it's okay. So when he went missing, it was immediately kind of like ran over with other news, right? And it never came back. It never cycled back around to where we got to find out what happened. That's like, to me, a political leader like that's as loose cannon as he was going missing is way more important than Miley Cyrus twerking or sticking her tongue out and licking everything. Like, I mean, it just sits wrong with me. This morning, I'm talking, I have this routine now that I'm getting older that I found out about. I'm just now finding out about a lot of this stuff. I was like, I tell my phone good morning and it will like read me the headlines and stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, that one's probably full of shit. Or, oh god, here we go again with this headline. But then you hear all these serious headlines, right? And then all of a sudden you'll get like MSNBC headline news. New Starbucks fad taking the nation by storm. Funnel cake frappuccino. Like, and it legitimately went on and it gave me the entire recipe in this article. And I'm like, I did not need to know this. This was entirely separate from everything else that was going on in the news today, and that's just an example of how the media can kind of like puppet master people and just pull these strings and shit, right? With all this stuff going on this year, it is hard to focus on anything other than what is in front of your face. And if you live in a place like I do, the results of COVID are a lot less than they may be in a bigger city. So here, it's hard to tell that there was a pandemic in this nation or anything even happened. We see some of the effects with the masks in place and stuff that people are wearing. And of course with the school stuff that's happening right now. But for the most part, we lived our lives in this city like nothing ever happened. I believe that a lot of people in this area, not just myself, there are other people that believe that we had this virus, if it exists, if it doesn't, whatever. We had the virus last year, at the end of last year, because everybody in this area was down with weird illnesses and it was just unusual, and the doctors were saying it was unusual, etc., etc. So we're not really in a bubble here. We're kind of like, it's a weird situation where I live. We're not exactly in a bubble, so we see what's going on and we feel it, the repercussions and all this stuff, but we're not consumed by it. It's not in our face every second of every day. So when I come down to my cave, and I look at some of the sources and things that I look at, I came across something very crazy. And that was, I came across a statement put out. I want to be careful about what I say here because this is important. Okay. Now, what I'm pulling up right now, okay? It's going to be really easy to get some of this stuff mixed up because there was some stuff last year that was put out by the Navy, and there's some stuff put out by the Department of Defense. So there's kind of like you gotta read what's happening here all at one time. Okay, so April 27th, 2020, the Department of Defense has authorized the release of 3 unclassified Navy videos. One taken in November 2004, the other 2 in January 2015, which have been circulating in the public domain after unauthorized releases. So the U.S. Navy acknowledged that the videos that came out were indeed Navy videos. So they more or less have came out and stated, okay, the videos that you saw are ours indeed. After a thorough review, the department has determined that the authorized release of these videos does not reveal any sensitive capabilities or systems and does not impinge on any subsequent investigations or of military airspace incursions of unidentified aerial phenomena. End quote. The DoD is releasing the videos in order to clear up any misconceptions by the public on whether or not the footage that has been circulating was real or whether or not there's more to the videos. The aerial phenomenon observed in the videos remains characterized as unidentified. And then they show a link. I guess I could put this down on the bottom of the video for you guys. But there's more. But wait, there's more. So basically, last year there's like you just heard me in 2004, 2019, all in 2007 and stuff. These videos kept coming out. And they're like, yo, the Navy, this is from the Navy, blah, blah. And the Navy came out and they're like, okay, yeah, it's us, bro. These are real. These exist. Now, I like some of the verbiage that they use because you know that when it comes to military stuff and official business, the wordage and verbiage on things is very specific. To cover their ass in all cases. Like they don't want to, corner themselves in any kind of stuff. But here's the catch for this. There's a couple. The first one is that they determined that the release of the videos does not reveal any sensitive capabilities or systems. Okay. I don't know if any of you have seen these videos. I'm not going to link the videos in here. I mean, I'll put that link to their website or whatever so you can go and search some of that stuff out. Just remember, I don't support that website that's going to be linked. I don't have any affiliation with it. I'm just simply doing that to relay to you so you guys can search for yourself. They're stating that in these videos, one of the videos shows this craft they said was about 40 feet in length, going hundreds of miles an hour across the top of the ocean. Okay? Just fucking barreling across this ocean. And in the video, you'll notice that the guy that is, I guess, part of the Navy is trying to track the object. He's trying to hone in on it as it travels across the surface of the water. He's trying his hardest to catch this object and lock in on it so that he can capture the speed and take calculations and measurements and all this kind of stuff. And he's having the hardest time doing it. These are trained professionals that do this stuff. So if this man is having an issue with this thing is hauling ass. He finally catches up with it. They shout, they hooray. They're like, yo, we finally caught it. And in the video, they do say there are more. There are other ones, which is kind of a crazy statement to hear in this video. But then this object that is traveling hundreds of miles per hour stops and shoots off, takes off. They're telling us, what they're saying in this statement is that that capability displayed in that video, I guess, is already known. I don't know about you, but the velocity that just, oh my god. So does not reveal any sensitive capabilities or systems. Okay, well, as far as I know, we don't have any craft that go that fast and are able to stop like that. There was no like deceleration of speed. It was just accelerating, stop, take off, gone. Okay, the fucking velocity at which your body is, this object is traveling. If there was somebody inside of it and it stops that hard, you're going to turn into human jello. Like, it's going to be a flesh pudding pile. Like, I'm serious. All the organs in your body and the bones are going to be damaged, and that's about it. It's GG, bro. And this thing, and you're telling me that these are not sensitive capabilities or systems? Okay, so when have we ever seen that technology displayed in, say, a military show of force or military games or anything like that? Like, when was the last time anybody's ever seen anything like that? I'll wait. Okay, because we haven't. That's a lot of G-forces at work there that can destroy the human body, as far as I'm aware. Okay, but it gets even crazier. So let's take an account real quick. Let's do a quick summary. They've admitted that these are real. Okay, the video that exists, the ones that they put out there, are real. They're acknowledging it. It's unidentified, but they don't call it UFO anymore because it has a stigma attached to it. It's now an unidentified aerial phenomenon. It sounds way more fancy. I guess somebody just had to be different, right? Because we all know that if you say UFO, you're immediately shunned for being a conspiracy theorist and just plain out fucking wacko, like, I guess, tinfoil hat wearing people. But it gets crazier. So following that release in April, a few weeks back, apparently, right, somebody had taken notice at the same time this pandemic came out and all this protest and all this stuff started happening, right? This was a weird time for them to drop that information and publicly release that statement. So, to me, from what I've researched and gathered, is that it wasn't like a media source reaching out to them asking about these videos. It was them reaching out to the media sources to put this information out into circulation, which to me is very suspicious. That's suspect, bro. Just like, and it was a uncoincidental timing with the pandemic that happened and everything in March and all this kind of stuff. But somebody took notice of it clearly and hasn't let it go. Many people have, but a majority of people that I've talked to and I've brought it up, they're like, "What are you talking about there, bro? What are you saying, Cletus?" No offense to anybody named Cletus. That's just how some of the people I work with talk or worked with talk. So they're like, they just look at you like, "What the fuck are you talking about, man?" Well, there's some more information released. Somebody, I guess, decided to ask some more questions or something, and you know, they wanted more. And the statement that they got from them was very weird. Okay, so first of all, let's take a brief moment to breathe. The video is almost over. You've almost made it through. You can almost say that you've supported me in my journey and what I'm trying to accomplish. They are acknowledging the existence of unidentified aerial phenomenon. And when I say they, I mean the Department of Defense, the Navy. They are acknowledging the existence of unidentified aerial phenomena. They're not saying little green men. They're not saying any of this. And there's actually more to that story, too. They have admitted recently that they have been studying these unidentified aerial phenomenon for many, many years. This was stated, quote unquote, from them, the Navy. They have been studying them for a long time. That was their words. They also stated in the recent weeks that some of the objects in some of the videos that were released were in fact not built from any material that could have came from this earth. And that their only conclusion for the research and the study of these objects is that they are built off planet, end quote. Now, I probably got some of the first words wrong because I don't remember the exact terminology, so it can't actually be a quote. But that is what they said. They said that their conclusion with their study and research is that these objects were not built on this planet. This is public information now. This is real. Like, this isn't like some hoax or some fake news. Like, this is legit. This is an official branch of our country, of our defense and our freaking army and military stuff. They are saying that they have studied them and that they are not built on this earth. That it doesn't align with any known technology on this planet. Excuse me? Like, I get that okay, human inequality, top tier, bro. But you have to admit that realizing that we are not alone in the galaxy has got to sit up somewhere pretty close, man. Okay, because not only are we talking about, like, it's mind-blowing. It's a lot to really sink in. And it took a while, just like with the virus and all this and stuff that's happening. It takes a while sometimes for it to really set in. Man, and here's the thing. So, any conspiracy theorist knows, right, that supposedly they're always 50 years ahead of any technology that we have right now. I mean, if the Navy is saying that these capabilities that they're showing in the video are like, I mean, really, what is it? I mean, who cares? It's just a freaking vessel going 300 miles an hour. Stops like that, shoots up to the sky. It is what it is. Like, get the fuck out of here. Right? If they're acting meh about this technology, then imagine what kind of technology they're actually working on. That worries me. I'm not saying I'm afraid of technology because I clearly embrace technology, but if the technology that they're working on has made them come to the point of comfortably saying, nah. I mean, the technology's not really all that cool, Brad. I mean, it's not cool, bro. So what? Come on. Not only that, but let's say it again. The craft or unidentified aerial phenomenon filmed in the videos, we believe and concluded that was not built on this planet. Was not built on this planet. How? I mean, are we just going to overlook that because of everything going on this planet? One day, the human race is going to realize, I hope, I can't say that they are, I hope that we're going to realize that there's more important things to be doing and thinking about other than the color of our skin, the amount of money in our bank account, the kind of car we drive, and the clothes that we wear. I hope that someday we get to a point where we realize that there is indeed life outside of this planet, and there's a lot more going on than just flesh and objects. And I'm not talking about Hare Krishna and stuff like this, and you know, I'm not talking about like materialistic lifestyles and views and such. I'm just saying that there legit is a deeper sense and deeper reason for why we exist than just being born. And if you disagree, then you have the right to do so. And a lot of times in my life, it's hard to believe that too, because you look around and you see that nature and life itself is very aggressive and very callous. You can look at nature and see that life is taken without care or caution. You know, there's no compassion in some of the way that things die on this planet, and you can sit there and argue with your own self that life is meaningless because it can be taken away so easily. But I'm telling you that when you look at the stars and you realize how absolutely gigantic the solar system and just where we live in this neighborhood is, I mean, there's more out there. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of wonder, to end this episode, I kind of wonder, like, if we're looking at it like this right now, we're so consumed by everything that's going on in the media right now, the presidential elections, civil unrest, the riots, the COVID virus. if we're at a point now in civilization where the release of documents like this and research like this, and then factually stating that these objects were not made on our planet, which could only mean one thing, okay? If it's not made here, it's made somewhere else, okay? And that's their own words. Like, if we are to the point in humanity where somebody says that kind of shit to us and we're just like, yeah, okay, cool. I mean, are we past the point of no return? I don't know, man. I don't know. If you really want to get conspiracized, or I'm trying to make up a word that didn't work, but if you really want to get into the conspiracies, I believe that what's going to happen is that we're going to have full disclosure, and I don't think it's going to be by our own hands. I think it's going to be kind of like a damn it, I don't have time. I'm running out of time. I don't have enough time in the video to really dig. Look, civilization has been raised and burned and destroyed time and time again. It's all throughout the entire planet. You can see it with cultures like the Egyptians, the Aztecs, the Mayans. The entire cultures have been destroyed and brought up time and time again. Yes, there are Egyptian people that still live. I'm sure there are still some descendants of the Aztecs and the Mayans, and they're everywhere, right? But if you look at it like this, when we came to this country, there were Native Americans, right? In population, they controlled this country. They lived here, right? But now we have secluded them to territories and to places of their own and stuff. And I'm sure if you were to fast forward 500 years, if something doesn't change, this country is going to squeeze the life out of their culture, and it's going to be so diluted that one would say that, you know, it's going to be hard to remember the Native Americans ever existed, right? And I think that keeps happening one way or another. I think that civilizations pop up on this planet and they get destroyed over and over and over again. I believe what happens is some kind of political power rises, or democracy, or you know, like hierarchy develops, and money is introduced into the civilization, which follows by the downfall of the civilization and the destruction of it, and greed and all these things that follow with money. One, you know, you hear this phrase, money is the root of all evil, but I mean, what if it really is? I mean, it's not just money, it's possessions, but money buys the possessions. It makes people greedy. The point of this little end of this video rant is there's a lot of weird shit out there, man. And we are not even scratching the surface on it. Not even remotely. Not even a bit. The fact that the obelisks from the Great Pyramids were removed and spread out throughout the world, facts. Prove me wrong. Comment on my video. Argue with me in the Discord. You know who you are. There's one person in my life that loves to argue with me more than anybody. And then prove me wrong. You tell me right now, in some kind of form of comment, why the need to take an obelisk from the Great Pyramid and put one at the center of the Roman Church, the Catholic Church. Okay? Why does the Catholic Church need an Egyptian obelisk? Why was one gifted to America? Right? And then, I mean, it does fucking matter. And because I can hear people saying it right now. It just doesn't matter. Why does it matter if somebody has an obelisk? Because it's a ceremonial piece. It's a historical piece, man. It's a big deal to the Egyptian people. And the fact that the Catholic Church needs an obelisk from Egypt, bro? Why? I don't know, man. It doesn't seem right. Why does the Catholic Church need to do that, bro? Ooh. I might need to be careful on this, because I know a lot of people are Catholic. And there's your sign. And there's your sign. So, I'm just saying. What is the need for the Egyptian obelisk to be spread out throughout the world? I don't know. Maybe we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll talk about it. How would full disclosure look for an alien race or an ET extraterrestrial race that comes down to the planet? Well, in a time of mass hysteria and destruction, the extraterrestrial race presented itself and offered a easier way. They offered evolution and enlightenment. They offered peace and safety in these trying times and these hard times. Excuse me. As the children read that from their history books 150 years from now, the extraterrestrials came down during the middle of a crisis on the face of the earth. They came with a message of peace and harmony, offering to cure sicknesses and illnesses, offering to give peace if we would only lay down our weapons and lay down our arms. One would say that if a bunch of spacecraft appeared in the middle of the air, and I don't know, they kind of looked like us, except perfect or superhuman in some ways, that somebody would mistake them, I don't know, for angels maybe, or gods. I'm just saying that if there was to be extraterrestrials, and some of them were good and some of them were not so good, and that they had been experimenting on the human race for a very long time, they weren't doing it for a science project, I can tell you that. They weren't doing it to drug test us, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't just to anal probe us, as much as that would be probably a fun thing to do as an extraterrestrial. I doubt that's the reason why. Maybe it would have something to do with, I don't know, genetically altering the way that they themselves are, physiologically. Maybe they need help with something. Maybe they want to look like us. Maybe they want to be part of our way of life. Or maybe they want to introduce themselves to us, but every time they do, it freaks people out, and they call them demons. And they're like, El Diablo, El Diablo, El Diablo. Right? So maybe if they look more like us, we'll be more accepting of them. Because after all, this world, as I stated at the beginning, has a problem with the way that people look. A lot of people on this fucking planet have a real problem with the way people look. So if an extraterrestrial race did exist and they had been studying us for a long time and they really wanted to incorporate themselves into our culture and into our civilization, right? But they look so different, it would cause a lot more problem. Oh my God, you already know how this goes, bro. Cletus, go and get my shotgun, bro. You see that big-headed fella right there with that big eyes? He don't look like us. We're gonna get him. You already know how it goes. Right? So if you're advanced civilization and you're smart and you've been around for so freaking long and you're trying to and get yourself into the civilization, right? But you want to do it as easily as possible so it doesn't cause as much problem as it possibly could. If you're trying to reduce the collateral damage and impact that you would have incorporating yourself into this new system, right? You're gonna try to like phase into it and ease into it as much as you possibly can, to get as little resistance as you can. This is my theory, by the way. This is what I think. So, if they're trying to get into our way of life and they're trying to introduce themselves to either help us or destroy us, I don't know, then I think that the easiest way to do that, or the most logical way, would be to try to look like us as much as possible. But then, when somebody could argue, why would they care what they look like? I don't know. I hope I piqued your interest in at least something. I hope that you know that on my Discord, what did I name my Discord? Apologize. The name of the Discord is the Sanctum of Illumination. Ooh, it's fancy, I know, right? It's a mouthful, to be honest with you. It is open to everybody. Now, I will tell you that I will not tolerate for a second homophobic remarks, racism, bigotry, sexism, or any other kind of human error like that. So, Other than that, everyone is welcome to join the Discord and hang out. I will post the link in the description down below. You guys can hop in there. Feel free to shoot me a message. And just remember, guys, this is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. There's so much more I want to talk to you guys about. So much more that I really want to get into. I have a lot of knowledge on the subject. I have a lot of personal experiences and encounters that I really can't wait to share with you guys. And I look forward to doing this more. So, again, as always, this has been the Yeti, aka Old Man Yetters, that musty man of mayonnaise. Go figure that one out for yourself. Join the Discord and maybe you'll understand what that means. Until next time, remember as always,
Level 2.
be mindful, don't be toxic.